So in my last video I showed off this custom clown head I did from the original clown figure, and you know, I was personally really happy with it. I got a few complaints about it, that it was like too big, and I don't think necessarily it's too big, but I don't know, it just doesn't like look as much as clown as I would like it to, and in that like I want the eyes to be a little bit more evil looking. They're a bit cartoonish, I guess. So I did end up getting the Art of Spawn 27 clown, and here's the head. And you know, I had to resculpt the entire thing pretty much because it was way too small. So I had to, as you can see here, I had to like put way more clay here and make it actually sort of fit here. I'm not really sure how this is gonna look when I'm actually finished with it, but I figured I would at least paint it up on camera. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Just using a mix of some Vallejo basic skin tone and Vallejo flat brown as a base here. The fortunate thing about painting some like a character like Clown is that you don't really need to be too careful with it. Like if there is like a little bit of lump in the paint, it's not really an issue, because Clown is supposed to be like really disgusting, and he's got, you know, he's got warts and bumps and rocky skin texture everywhere, so this is pretty much fine. I also don't really know where I am in the sculpt at the moment, so that's another reason why it's good to just paint everything up and see where things look weird. I'm also gonna add these hair pieces I took from the original head that came on the body. Also, like I said, it doesn't really matter if, like, even if the sculpt work isn't, you know, too great, it doesn't particularly matter, because once again, it's just supposed to be like fat and gross, and you know, so things will work out. So layer 2, and I noticed that this layer was, like the previous one, was a little bit too dark, so we're brightening it up a little bit more by adding a little bit more of that normal skin tone. So starting off, we're just doing like the main bits, and then we're gonna go in with like a smaller brush for like the top of the head and along his face tattoo. So this is just because I'm really impatient, but we're gonna go ahead and paint in the blue already. I can finish up the skin a bit later on because I want to do some things with like dry brushing and stuff, but let's just do the blue for now. And then after I'm done with the blue, we're gonna go in with the black. So I really like this blue the official figure has, but I couldn't really color match it all that well. So this will have to make do. It's fairly close. So let's do the outline. And this outline is what really makes the face paint, you know, like pop. way too much paint in that one crease, but I can fix that. The reason why I should have done this like last is because I'll probably end up getting a little bit of skin on the black lines since I'm going to be dry brushing, and dry brushing isn't a very like precise technique. But like I said, once again, I'm impatient and I just wanted to see what it was going to look like. So there we go, and you know, I'm gonna tidy this up now. So I ended up having to resculpt a few things, mainly like here because he was a little bit too thin here, and I need to fill out a couple of areas here. I also attached the hair with some clay and super glue because some people said they didn't really like the what's it called, like the rooted hair the first figure had. So I figured, why not just take the hair from the original clown and just attach it to this one. And now let's do some more blue, just to tie everything together with a new sculpt. And now let's get back to the black. So, as you can see, the hair isn't really all that great, but I'm gonna tie it all together. But for starters, the original paint is very light, so I'm gonna go in with a very, very dark gray. And then we're gonna dry brush some, not white, we're gonna dry brush some light gray on top of it, because I still want to keep it like a little bit dark. So now I'm doing a pretty watery paint job just to make sure it flows evenly into all the cracks, and because I find the coverage to be like a little bit better when it's a little bit wet. So now with the dark grey all dried up, we're going to do a very light dry brush of a lighter grey. So I repainted it yet again, and I think I'm happy with the overall sculpt now, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of wash here. So this is Reichland Flesh Shade, and it's just going into the crevices like so. Create a little bit of depth. So here is Clown completely finished now, and you know, what can I say? I really, really love how this turned out. I guess I could have done a better job sculpting like the back of the head and all that stuff, but I'm happy that I just got it to work in the first place, because originally the head was way too tiny. And here is my previous head as a comparison. And, you know, I still don't really think this is a bad head at all, but this is definitely an improvement. Don't really know what I'm going to do with the old head. I might sell it on eBay, so if you're interested in it, just, like, message me in the comments, I guess. But yeah, really happy with how it turned out. I really love this expression I gave him too. With, if you didn't catch it, I actually closed up the mouth, because originally he was like in an open laugh, and I like this like sinister grin he's got going on here. Really love these eyes too. I think they look fantastic. Here's Spawn as a comparison. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Oh, and as a small update, remember this guy from the previous video? Well, I decided to update him a little bit. I resculpted his mouth and redid some teeth, so he's got like a toothy grin now instead of the previous screaming expression.
Miss me? Here's Cloudy. You've been violated, girly man, huh?